Well, hello and welcome everyone back to Minecraft. Yes, it has been a little while since I have last played this game. I went on holiday. It was very nice. Took lots of trains. Very much indeed. Don't know why I'm shaking. Very much indeed. Anyway, so yes, um I don't perfectly remember what I'm doing. I'm going to be honest. But what I did do, because I did have some time to play Minecraft, not enough to record a full episode, but just to get a couple odd jobs sorted. Um, you might notice there are quite as many trees here as there once were, and also there's a mangrove propagule. Yeah, propagule. Oh, I did say that right the first time. It's because I've been collecting some wood, and I also went over to this meteorite. There's a small gap there. That's where I just dug out a bunch of, like, 3/4 of a stack of andesite and a bunch of cobblestone. Did I put any? Nope, that's noisy. But yes, I collected just a bunch of cobble, lots of cherries, so I'm not going to go hungry. Just a little bit of raw zinc and tin while I was there. Some mangrove. You'll also see I've got some spruce and some oak and cherry and sticks. Basically, what is the word I'm looking for? Yeah, I didn't quite have enough time to record a full episode, but I had like half an hour here, 20 minutes there. Anyway, so yes, what are we doing? Well, that is a very good question. I don't know. I never come into these episodes with a plan. Today is not any different, except... Finally, we have to done. To done. To done. Backpack. Done it. We've cleared it. It's been like 5 episodes and we finally cleared some of these. Storage option. So I started to build this. I'm thinking I actually want to build a storage house. So it is entirely possible, actually, with what I've got in my backpack, I will be able to build a storage building I've kind of been... Ooh, that's a good idea. Also, I think I said in episode 4 to install right-click harvest. I did already have it installed. The thing is, you can't do it with an empty hand. I mean, you can for tomatoes, but that's because they grow on the vine. Need to be holding a hoe in order to right-click harvest any grown crops like wheat and stuff. I literally did this before they started. Like, hey, hang on, I already had that mod installed. I did. I forgot. The behaviour has slightly changed between when I last played. Goes away. There. Saplings too. 60. Yeah. Oh, I should probably wheat. Yes. It's in here, I think. Yes. There you go. 2 things off the checklist. Right-click harvest does work. I did have it installed. You just need to hold a hoe, and also resource collection. So I'm thinking maybe this is a good time to use the carpenter's table and our wonderful replay mod and throw down a new building so that we can get rid of that. Also, I'm going to count that as done because find right meteorite. No. Come on. There we are. Meteorite. Meteorite. We found a meteorite. What is this? Yes, that's temporary. larger. Perfect. Okay, yeah, so that's all of the to-dos. Yes, I'm thinking... Enable it. And let's enter some sort of time-lapse time. And we'll see what I come up with. And if it's terrible, then... well... I'm sure it won't be. Hello, it is me, VoiceOver Sky. Ooh, I've done that way too many times in a bunch of episodes. We're gonna not. Anyway, yes, you now get to listen to me for the next 20 minutes. I don't actually know how long the time-lapse goes on for, because I haven't fully finished editing it yet. So what's probably going to happen is you're going to get this voiceover, and then my phone just buzzed. I forgot what I was saying. Oh yes, I'm probably going to edit this down afterwards as well. So, yes, I said in the live video that I am building a storage warehouse, and I'm primarily going to be using the lovely cherry wood planks and some mangrove, with a tasteful couple of bits of spruce and some stone on the bottom floor to make it look a little bit more sturdy. I kind of slept a bit on mangrove, I'm going to be honest. I thought, oh, you know, it can be waterlogged and that's cool, but actually I really like the colour of the wood. It's a really nice, not quite vibrant, but kind of a dull red. And here is just cherry wood, which I also really like. Don't get too attached to it though, I do strip the logs. As well, that's the other thing. I never used to like stripping wood logs. I always thought it was ugly. Sorry to all of you who enjoy it. I'm now a stripped wood enjoyer. I don't know if that's the right word. Anyway, sorry. This is the downside of live commentary. I end up saying a bunch of weird and bizarre stuff. I should probably actually talk about what I'm doing. Yes, it's bi-level. The top floor and the bottom floor are not symmetric. We have cool stairs. The entire building is symmetric down the centre line, but that's the only line of symmetry we have. But yes, stripped mangrove and stripped cherry logs, they look amazing, and I will fight anyone who disagrees. I'm certainly an enjoyer now. But yeah, despite all of the ingredients I had in my backpack, I did actually have enough to build all of this. I actually had slightly more than I needed to build all of this, so I needn't have worried about collecting so much in the interim. But in my backpack I have a lot of raw resources, so in this time-lapse you're going to see me running backwards and forwards to all of the workbenches a lot. And right now I'm actually looking for clay, because yeah, I've realised that if I'm going to be building the bottom layer out of stone, then I'd really like to be able to get some variants in the chipped mason's table. Rather than just using the stone cutter that I've built there. Spoiler alert, because this is me, and I get so distracted easily, I'm now going to spend the next like 5 to 10 minutes hunting for clay in the river, sea, and bay around the peninsula, so that I can make this mason's table, which I barely use. I think I turned some cobblestone into a cobblestone variant twice in this entire build. Yeah, I'm really bad at using the chipped stuff. I really like how it looks, but normally what I do, and maybe some of you do this as well, in which case, high five, I guess. I just high-fived myself. Please high-five yourselves as well, so that you can imagine we each high-fived. Yes, the thing I tend to do is build with the base Minecraft materials, and then go back afterwards and add a bunch of texturing using chipped or chisel. I have both of the mods because I am indecisive. So yes, I build... Sorry, I just coughed then. I build both of the tables, the carpenter's and the mason's table, and I use none of them. So this just a little clay venture we're going on. Oh yes, I used Replay Mod to get a couple of cool aerial shots. I love how the torch looks as I bob up and down in the water across there. So yes, I grab both of these tables and I don't use them during the time lapse at all.
Clay?
I'm also under attack. I will not realise this for about a minute. I just think, oh, I must be drowning. I am drowning, admittedly, but yeah, I end up getting quite a lot of tridents thrown at me, and I just don't notice because I'm so focused on finding clay. Like right now, I am searching around desperately, like, oh, maybe there's some clay on the seabed, maybe there's some clay there. Actually, I think in the edit, I'm probably going to leave some of my desperate clay in the background here, just because it's
sand.
kind of
Damn it!
dumb. Past me, slowly devolving into madness.
Clay.
Just looking for this resource for this thing that we don't even use. Yeah, I even look up, oh, how else can I get clay? Oh, I can crush gravel with create. And then I realised I'd have to do quite a lot of create to get that. I'd have to build the what's it called? Oh yes, here's another shot from the replay mod. I know it's meant for time lapses and stuff, but because I did a continuous take on the time lapse, I ended up halfway through just following my player character as I went on this clay quest. I'm trying to think of a funnier way of calling it clay quest, but I can't. But yeah, so I ended up getting quite a lot of cool aerial or sideways shots, which I don't really use because the nice thing about the replay mode is you can set it to smoothly transition the camera from each of your keyframe points. The downside is, if you, like me, are incredibly bad at setting up the specific motion keyframes, what you end up doing is lurping the camera through the ground. So there's quite a few shots that I've had to cut out so far in the edit, where the replay mod has a very nice overhead, and it transitions to a very nice sideways shot, but in between the two of them it just phases through the ground and shows off all of the cave systems. Also, I just hit the dirt there because I'm not paying attention to where I'm swimming. Yeah, there we go. I finally noticed. Looking at my timeline, it looks to be about a minute and a half since they started attacking me that I finally noticed. I will not do anything about them. See, look, this is the sort of shot I mean. This lovely side panning as I just stumble across a sunken treasure ship. I do look inside, looking for clay. I actually don't know. Minecraft sunken boat loot. I don't actually think you can find clay in them. Shipwreck. Shipwreck is the word I'm looking for to describe them, not sunken boat. I don't think you can find clay in them. I was desperate to, but I found paper. I found gems. I found pain, according to this guy. Did not find clay because you can't find clay. I've got the loot table open on the other side, so that was a pointless. Nope. That was a pointless thing by me. Not that I know it. Yeah, you can see my inventory is just full of a bunch of random stuff. Also, I nearly drown. I have to eat bread. Not that that would have saved me, but yeah. Despite this brush with death and seeing that there is no clay, I am very much of the mindset of, oh, if I just go back there, I can get all of the cool loot. This is the problem with having cool loot, especially for people who play the game like me. You cannot resist, and again, slight spoiler, this does lead to my untimely end, but on the bright side, I got a bunch of cool stuff, so does it really matter that I died doing this? See, look, I'm about to drown, and I've not even noticed, and there I have, and I'm dead. So, mod makers and Minecraft itself, Mojang, thank you for adding a bunch of cool loot, but it means I don't pay attention and I die. So, sorry. Please give us water breathing while we've got a chest open? No, yeah, I could see a way to cheese that so easily. Maybe this is just a skill issue. I think I just need to get better at the game.
Okay, fine.
Anyway, yes, I still don't have clay, so I have to go back out again. Except, of course, I'm going to actually sleep this time and make it day, because although the night is very nice for, you know, cinematic torch shots, it's not great for YouTube. I have watched back a couple of the Minecraft videos since I uploaded them, and the worst offender, as I'm sure all of you will agree, some of the mining in the caves, it is so dark. Really what I should have done is upped the gamma in post, so that you guys can at least see what I'm doing. It's weird as well, because in person I can see perfectly fine in all of these caves, but something about what YouTube does, I suspect it's a part of their variants later. What's it called? Compression is the word. I suspect a part of their compression throws away some of the light information. Because I have noticed that a lot of... Oh. I don't know what I'm doing here. I think I'm tabbing out looking up something. Yes, I am tabbing out looking up something. And hey, we get to have a cool shot of me overhead. Yes, I do eventually find clay, because I remember that there was a lush cave around there. Oh, that's what it was. I was looking up on a second window what the... I started to type in Minecraft clay so I could figure out where I could find it, which biomes it was in. And then I remembered there was a lush cave. Lush cave? Lush cave. Clave is a type of weapon, isn't it? I think. C-L-A-I-V. See, this is the other thing you get. Because I have no idea what I'm actually meant to be talking about. No, it's a glaive. G-L-A-I-V. You end up with just me talking and getting a bunch of weird and useless facts said. What was I saying? Oh yes, YouTube. I've noticed a lot of videos are darker than when I recorded them, so I suspect there's something about their compression that causes said darkening. But yes, here we are. Here is the lush cave, which I think we stumbled across in episode... Oh, I want to say episode 3. It might have been the very beginning of episode... No, it wasn't the episode 4. It was the end of episode... the middle of episode 3. The end of episode... I can't decide. One of you smart people in the comments, you will know exactly what I'm talking about. But yes, there's clay in front of us. And also, I think that's marble, which I don't grab, but I would like to at some point in the future, because I actually really like how marble looks. I've actually kind of been lying to you, because this was all pointless. If I bring up a shot from the very beginning, I had clay all along in my backpack, and I just didn't notice. Because I even thought, in between episode, I thought, oh, I'd love to get some stone variants, so I can build, so I need a mason's table. So I looked up what you need. You need clay and brick. So while I was at the meteorite, I dug. I dug some clay. It's been in my backpack all along. And I don't realise this for another half an hour until the build is finished and I look in the storage. And I realise, and I felt like such an idiot for the last 2 days since I recorded this time-lapse that I just completely forgot I had clay all along. So yes, I've been kind of leading you guys astray for the last 5 minutes. Hats off to any of you who also noticed the clay in the intro and remembered it by the time this started. You are smarter than me, or you have better memory than me. Probably both. Let's be honest here. So yes, I'm now swimming home. At this point in time, I'm overjoyed. I found clay. I am on top of the moon. I'm about to go and make a table I won't even use. Also, yes, overhead shots like this. I don't really know how to use the replay mod correctly in order to get really nice looking time-lapse shots. Any replay mod aficionados, please do share. I don't know why I decided to speed this up. Oh, I know why. It's because it took forever for the clay to fire, I suppose would be the correct terminology there. And there we are. There's an amazing stable, and I'm gonna. That's the one time I use it. Yes. I've forgotten what I was saying. Oh yes, replay mod. Any of you aficionados who know how to use it to make really good shots, because I've seen time-lapse videos of people who do it really well. I would love to learn how to do it properly. Basically, my methodology was pick an interesting camera shot, set a motion keyframe, pan like 5, 10, 15 seconds into the future, decide a new keyframe, do that. So for my first time using the replay mod, I don't think this is too bad, but it's certainly not very good. I was actually kind of proud of this slow zoom in as I'm building out the cool stone and mangrove back wall here. But yeah. Maybe this is good usage of it. I don't know. I think it's fine, honestly. And then it's stuff like this. You can't actually see what I'm building. I'm just filling in with cobblestone walls and cobblestone stone. Because, again, I picked a couple of nice looking shots frame by frame and then just let replay mod do its stuff in between. Yes, I will use replay mod again if we do another build. I might maybe make the time-lapse just the replay mod, whereas here I've had a bit of a mix between the two because I'm more used to dealing with regular footage rather than replay footage. On the topic of regular footage versus... Sorry, I'm now just going to complain about this for a moment. Anyone else using Linux? Replay mode is compatible with Linux, obviously. You know, I've made a replay here. However, and this is something you might have also encountered, you cannot export your replay mod footage as an MP4 with the standard FFmpeg package that comes with Ubuntu on Oracular Oriole 2210. And I suspect a lot of other Linux distros that are also using the same version of FFmpeg that comes installed by default. For some reason, it cannot find the H.264, I think, libx264 encoder decoder, which is what MP4 uses. You have to, and I found this out after 3 hours of experimenting, which included remaking all of the replay paths twice. Your only options are to A, export it as a sequence of PNG images and reconstruct a video from those, which would not recommend. That sounds incredibly tedious. Or B, to export it as a .webm, which is what I've done. It's a web format video player, which doesn't use the MP4 codec. So, if any of you want to make replay files and you're on Linux and you're facing this weird problem, just use the WebM format. It looks a bit better than MP4. The file sizes are a bit larger. The main point is it has transparency. It's basically MP4 but with transparency and a little bit of extra metadata. If you actually know what you're talking about when it comes to video codices, discard everything I just said. But you know who you are and you know where the actual knowledge is meant to be. So yes, WebM. Now, what am I actually doing? I've rambled a lot, and very little of it has actually been about the build. So I'm starting to break out a lot more of the mangrove, because my thoughts and feelings here was that I should be using predominantly cherry, A, because we're in the cherry biome, and B, just because I really like how cherry wood looks. Used to be a spruce lover. Don't get me wrong, spruce wood still one of my favourite wood types, but cherry. I'm not a fan of pink, but I love cherry planks. They look so good, and stripped cherry logs, so good. Anyway, besides the point, I am using mangrove accents and sort of, I guess you might call them structural points. So the edges of roofs and that are mangrove while the body or the bulk is cherry. I really like the colour matching. So if any of you are able to get access to both of those resources, would highly recommend. Yeah, I'm just building out the bit of the roof here. I'm gonna have a drink. Hot chocolate, for those of you wondering. I hope all of you also have lovely, warm, nice drinks. Normally I'm a tea sort of person, but we're having hot chocolate this evening. Yes, I'm building out the roof here. The ends of the roof, because it's odd numbered. Normally I would fill that with a block, but I thought, you know what? I am going to have a single upside down stair. So it looks like there's a full block missing, it's not, it's an upside down stair facing outwards. And then, have you seen stereotypical Viking roofs, where they're in the centre, they're really low, and then on either end, they sort of curve upwards and outwards? That was the sort of inspiration behind this roof. Now, I do not build roofs like that. I'm a very boring roof designer. I'm a very boring structure designer, actually. My go-to is to build an 8x8 log skeleton, and then just attach as many of those together in the floor shape I need. So if I want a U, then I'll do an 8x8, then 8x8 beside it, and then next to it, then next to it, and then back again, so it forms a U. But almost all of my buildings prior to this were constructed from those base voxels, pixels, however you want to describe it. And as a result, all of my roofs were basically bog standard triangular roof on top with the occasional exciting corner. It wasn't exciting, it's just because two triangles intersected. I've been trying to build less standard shapes recently, but even the most recent mod pack that I played with my partner, I stuck to a very regular building design. Whereas this one I've gone completely off the rails. I've got very little scaffolding. I'm just kind of doing whatever I vibe with at the time. So that's why this part of the roof is weird. Some of it drops down further than the other. I'm experimenting, basically. You're watching me experiment in real time, and I'm getting rid of all of it, because I actually think the wall should stop there. And this is what I mean about replay. Look, I'm phasing through the floor. I'll get better at this with time, I promise. I hope. I hope. Anyway, yes, so constantly redoing a lot of things in this. I've decided that wall should actually be there rather than being a bit more open plan, and that one should be taller. And I'm going to put fences in the middle. That's the other thing as well. There is not a single piece of glass in this entire build. I'm normally a very glass-happy builder. Nope, none of that in this time around. I'm using fences to get all of my see-through stuff. The intention was kind of that this would be well, it's a storage building. But it's kind of an open plan, I suppose. I suppose open plan is a word you can use for it. Warehouse design, so lots of wide open, no glass spaces with air being able to get in and around, so I used fences for that. I actually quite like how it looks, so probably when I build the blacksmithery, probably which will be slightly off to the right of the current frame, or my house, which will be probably to the left of the current frame, recall back to the plan that I hastily drew in episode 5, or the even worse plan that I even hastilier drew in episode 4, as to where exactly I kind of want to put them. I say where exactly, it changed between the two plans. Yes, and you'll see a lot more fence posts rather than glass windows. So here I'm just finishing off the roof finally, so that part of the build is done. And you can see I've done a very non-standard. The stairs have a sort of half-slope roof on top of them, while the main building has that more Viking feeling, which you can really kind of see what I went for with this angle. I don't think I did it very well. I've never built this kind of roof before. I literally googled, what the exact thing? Viking storage boat house. Viking storage boat house, sorry. And that was my main inspiration. Except the problem is that I googled that before I went on holiday, so I only had a vague recollection of what those even looks like when I got back. So yeah, I'm filling out some more fences in here, making them structural, and I think, as we phase through the roof, now is when I start putting in the chests. You know, the bulk of the building is done. I'm actually pretty happy with how it looks at this point. Oh, no, tell a lie. I start doing the outside, because of course we need to actually be able to access it. And this is where the symmetry breaks. There is now no longer a perfect line of symmetry down the middle of the building, because the stairs, like the original floor that we started with at the beginning of this episode, they only go off towards the left of this shot, which is... I actually didn't notice this up until now. It's being covered by a bunch of bamboo that I really should have cut down weeks ago. I'm so sorry, all of you. I've done terribly with this replay footage. You can't even see me building the stairs. Anyway, yes, so the stairs are asymmetric. They go off to the left towards where we've got our to-do board, which now contains some to-done stuff. I'm so happy about that. Actually, it will contain a third to-done, because I get to move the storage options thing over. I don't actually remember if I've done that yet. If not, I'll do it at the start of episode 7, and we can all rejoice in the fact that I actually finally get stuff done. And I've been talking about that was not a word. I have been talking a lot about stripped logs. This is when I finally decide, you know what, I'm going to strip the mangrove here, see what it looks like, and I really like it. And then I start just going a bit mad, stripping other logs in and around the building. I say right here, it's in like 30 seconds. Are you going to do it? Sky, come on. Past Sky. Do it. Nope. Phasing through the mangrove tree. Perfect. I love not being able to see what I'm doing. No? Okay, I actually can't even remember what I'm doing at this point. I've wandered off. Oh, there I am. Oh, I'm fixing the stairs. Right, I've gone inside to make a bunch of extra planks, because I ran out. Have I been lying? Am I... Okay, I must just strip the logs a bit later then, because now I'm starting on the chests, and I know that I did that all in one go. We have a lot of storage space. I put down some empty birch signs, but I did not label any of them, because I figured I'll just fill them as and when I need them. Also, I used up all of my creative energy building this building. I don't really enjoy sorting out storage, so there was no way I was going to, absolutely no way I was going to figure out where to store every single last item. Especially because now I think I have tripled, I want to say tripled the amount of storage that we had previously. And it was a chore to go from 4 chests to 12. There's no way I was going to be able to do it all in this go. So yes, currently all of the chests are on the first floor, while all of the tables are on the ground floor. I will probably keep it that way, with the exception to the chests that were already there that I never moved. I'll probably keep it that way, because I actually kind of like having it like that. Though, in the future when we get some automation, I'll probably put a compute terminal down there. And there we are, phasing through the floor again. Oh, I'm so good at this. Yes, I decide that I'm actually kind of fed up of all of the pink and the reds, so I throw a small bit of colour in this, these birch trapdoors and planks and stairs. The primary reason was just because I wanted to make birch signs, because in my opinion they're the best colour for signs. They're really easy to read, and they stand out quite well. Oof, that's a terrible shot. What am I doing? Yes, the birch stands out really well, except right behind, where I'm using oak. I think that's oak signs. because I am a goddamn liar, apparently. No, from this point onwards I do try and use a bunch of birch signs, and you can see me there frantically shifting as I'm trying to build them. Because I think it's a lot easier to read on the whiter. What colour is birch? It's not really a cream, but almost. Yes, this is honestly one of my favourite shots. I'm stripping that there so I can make a hanging sign. But I actually really love this slow panning shot around the almost complete building. I don't even know why I really like it, but I do. Oh! I've stripped the, there we are. There we go. I wasn't lying. I was just 3 minutes too early. Yes, I've stripped all the logs, and oh, look at that colour. It's such a nice pink. And the mangrove is such a nice red. In reference to the tree that I said I should have chopped weeks ago, I'm about to go and chop it up properly, and then sit back and admire my handiwork, because, yeah, the time-lapse is almost done, so I'm going to hand you back over to past me. I think I've called me live me in the past, but I'm definitely not live. It's previous me. So we're going to get a lovely panning shot as the sun sets. I know this isn't focused on the build, but I actually really love how this looks just ducking into the valley, and you can see it, and then, oh! Just out of frame, here comes the building. It's great. Yeah, so I'm going to stand back, admire the work. The camera's going to pan back. Thank you so much for listening to my live rambling. Okay, right. Well, I'm back. I've done some building. This is a very different style to what I normally build, and I'll probably do some small tweaks in between episodes, maybe? I'm not entirely sure. I actually kind of like the mangrove and the cherry mix. That's something we're probably going to do a lot more. I'm not so sure on these bridge pieces at the front there, but it gives it a bit more texture. Despite building the mason and the carpenter's workbench, I barely actually used any of the variants. My intention there is to place down a bunch of them, and then if I decide at a later date that I want to change them out, then I probably will, because, you know, the floor looks a bit boring. You know what? Yeah, let's grab a bunch of this, and the problem is as well, I don't know which ones to replace it with. I'd want something that kind of looks with. Thanks. Let's craft these 9. These 9. That's like... There's no difference. Okay. Yeah, you can probably see why this took a while for very much figuring it out as I go. Ooh, that's nice. Bye. Yes. Okay. Bam, bam. Yeah, what if I... That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking maybe in between episodes, I'll just go along in texture like that. Because I really cannot decide what I want. This is kind of throwing me, spending way too much time thinking about what to do instead. But yes, I quite like it. Obviously, all of the old chests are still there. I will need to sort that out, but I won't make you watch that unless maybe I start next episode with a storage sorting montage. We have lots of chests. We have, like, we've got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 13, 20, 22, 5, 26, 30, 31, 5, 36, 7, 38. We've got 38 double chests and 4 single chests. This will be plenty of storage until we need AU2. And there's still space to put more. All of the signs are blank so that I can sort them out and write in them. Yes, I think I'm actually going to end it here. I've been building for quite a while and quite tired, actually. But Let's be safer. There's jumping off. Let's go. Yes, it is now night time. So it's an unusual building. I will say that. This is very different to my style. My normal style is, plonk down like a regular pattern with logs in between, fill out with stone and stuff. But I'm trying to build differently, and this is one of those cases. So if you have any advice, any improvements, anything you'd like to see changed to this, I am very much all ears. Please do put it in the comments. And if not, and you just want to say nice things, then also put it in the comments. See, look at me, doobie thing. Don't know why I'm attacking you with an axe. That's probably not going to be good for viewer retention, but never mind. But yes, anyway, I'm going to sleep. We're going to call it here today because I am done and I kind of want to do something else at this point. So I actually really quite like this. I know it's nothing special, and I will probably change out the front bit there because I think that needs to taper down a bit more. Yes, I'm actually quite happy with this. Different, I like it. Yes. Anyway, it's getting distracted. Anyway, thank you. Ooh, run. Thank you all so much for. I know this was a very different kind of episode, but I've said that before, so. Yes. I hope you have a very good day forwards, and I will see you all again next time.